Hey, travel pros. I am super excited to share with you the Getting Things Done method of time management. No matter what you're doing, whether you do this job full-time or part-time, you need a time management strategy. Otherwise, what you're going to find is you sit down to do your work for the day, the next thing you know, your time is up and nothing has gotten completed, or you feel like there's still a ton left to do, then everything just feels chaotic. Now, there are a zillion forms of time management. There's time blocking, there's the bubble method where you set like a certain amount of time to do things. There's all kinds of time management methods, and I think I've tried every single one. The only one that has worked for me is the Getting Things Done method. And here's why. This method is amazing for people like me who have a lot of ideas, a lot of things they need to get done, and it always feels like this swirling ball of chaos. I feel like I have a lot of projects to plan. I feel like I have a lot of things I want to get done, marketing initiatives I want to do, and nothing ever seems to get scheduled. And I finally found this method, and wow, it was amazing. I finally felt like I had some control over my time. And in fact, these monthly marketing challenges came out of that. I've been wanting to do this forever, and it just seemed to get pushed to the back burner. And again, I always have a lot of ideas and blah. So I love this method because it's a simple way to take all that chaos and turn it into actual, actionable, I shouldn't have said those two words next to each other, actionable items so that the projects get done, so that you actually move forward in marketing your business or anything actually. Now, I will tell you, go ahead and Google the Getting Things Done method and you can read about it. The actual method is more complex than the version that I came up with. Personally, I find things that are too detailed to be overwhelming. That is my personality. Again, time management systems need to be customized to how you think and how you work. So for me, stripping this method down to the bare bones felt most comfortable. But I do encourage you to look at the entire system to see if that feels more comfortable for you. And then do whatever feels best. And as I said in my intro video, you need to give this a chance. Any new system takes a while to work for you, and you need time to form the habits that make this system work. But first, we're going to discuss the one thing you need to make this system work, and that is some sort of scheduling program beyond Google Calendar. Google Calendar is not a good fit for this. You need something a little more robust. I'm going to share with you real quickly what I use, but again, there's lots of options for what you may or may not use. I choose to use a program called Todoist, which apparently I'm not logged into, but I choose to use Todoist. But you need to find a program that will allow you to create projects and steps inside those projects in order for this system to work. And honestly, I think you need something like this for any system to work. And there's several. I actually found Todoist is the best one for me. I tried several, but there's Asana, A-S-A-N-A is a good one. Hive, H-I-V-E, like Beehive, is a good one. Mondays is a good one. And this is free. Todoist is free. Asana is free. Hive is free. I think Mondays is free. So free is just awesome. Like free is great. Now, this one, for some reason, this keeps connecting not to the one that I actually use. So it doesn't actually show all my tasks. I don't know why it does this. Let me pull over. Let me see if I can pull over my actual one for you. I don't know if I can do it or not. Sorry for the minor technical glitch. I don't know, it's probably not going to let me do it, but that's fine. I'll show it with this one. This isn't actually my Todoist. My Todoist is full of stuff. But Todoist allows you to schedule things and a calendar. It also allows you to create projects with multiple steps. So that is the sort of thing you need in order to make the getting things done method work. So what is the getting things done method? Redefines how I approach life and work. I don't know about all that, but it did really help me organize everything into actionable items. So let's go over how this system works, and I will tell you how I put it into practice. And then you can go from there and do what feels right for you. Now, the first step to the getting things done method is you need a piece of paper, a notebook, a Google Doc, somewhere to write down one list that you're going to keep in one place, because this is the first step. Because the getting things done method says your head is a terrible office. And it's true. And what they mean by that is your head is a terrible place to store and organize ideas, because it's just like a swirling mess up there. So you're going to sit down, and the idea behind this method is to get everything out of your head onto a piece of paper and then into your calendar. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, and this means everything, because you don't want things, you know how you get those things that you know you should be doing, but you haven't done them yet, and they're just in the back of your mind, and that affects your productivity. So what you want to do is write down everything you need to get done. And I don't care whether that's calling your hairdresser to make an appointment, or calling a golf course to set up a booth, or to research a new marketing strategy. Whatever you need to get done, write it down. Everything. Get it all out of your head and onto a piece of paper. Now, we don't need to organize it. We don't need to write steps about it. We don't need to do any of that. Everything that needs to get done, everything that's running around in your head. Oh, don't let me forget to call and make that vet appointment. Don't let me forget to make my social media calendar for the month. Oh, I really want to start sending out a weekly newsletter. Don't let me forget to get that set up. Any of it, write it down. I urge you to set aside half an hour, turn off everything, and empty out your head. Just empty out your head. The more empty your head, the better this will work. Once you've done that, you are going to go through that list and clarify. Now, if you read the Getting Things Done method, his clarification process is a lot more detailed than mine, but this is how I did it. I went through that list, and the first thing I did was anything that was a one-step action, I went ahead and completed that step, or I scheduled it. So if it was call the vet and make an appointment, I picked up the phone and called the vet. Picked up the phone, called the vet, got that out of the way. If for some reason you can't do that, you're sitting in the airport while you're working on this list, I scheduled that on my calendar. On my to-doist, I would put in for tomorrow, when I knew it was going to be quiet, call vet and make appointment for Giles. So that the one-step items in my list were just crossed off. I either did them or I got them on my schedule to get them done. Now, all of those are gone. Now, I look at the rest of my list. Is there anything on this list that doesn't really need to be done? I don't know. Anything on this list that I've been thinking about, but now that I look at it, nah. Or something I can get somebody else to do. So if I don't need it, I cross it off. If it's something that really somebody else can do for me, I send it to somebody else. The kids can go take that package to the mailbox to mail it for me, whatever. Now those items are gone. Now, what's left are projects, things that require more than one step, such as setting up a weekly newsletter, because that's going to require you to find a newsletter server, such as MailerLite. You're going to have to set up a newsletter template. You're going to have to come up with ideas. That is a multi-step project. What I did was I took those projects and I created them in Todoist. So here where you can create projects, I created a project, add project, and created a project for any of those things. I didn't do steps. I didn't do anything else. I just created a project. Now all of your list is clear and you can dump that list because you've either done it, you've scheduled it, or you have created a project. Now, organize it, great. We have everything organized, but there is one more step you need to do to keep this list going. In your Todoist, Asana, Hive, whatever, you want an inbox. You want something just labeled inbox. As you are working throughout the day, you are going to, when any idea pops into your head that needs to be done, you are going to put it in the inbox. If it's urgent, I have to remember to call the doctor today, that'll go on your calendar. But unless it needs to be done right now, you're going to just, the minute that idea comes into your head, remember, we're not storing things up here, we're going to store them in the inbox. And here's where, because people are like, great, I'm going to store it in my inbox, I'm never going to look at it again. You're going to review it. So you are going to put a task on your calendar, a recurring task at a specific time every week. Mine is Fridays at 3 p.m., where you're going to review both your inbox and your projects. So you are going to review that inbox and do the same process again. Anything that is one step, either do it or schedule it. Anything that's a project, make a project out of it. And after you're done reviewing your inbox, review your projects and decide which ones you still want to do. And then figure out, I usually do this once a month. I will schedule 1 or 2 projects. And then you can hash out the entire project step by step and put it on your schedule and get it done. And here's a pro tip. One of the things he recommends, and I thought this was absolutely impossible, I also use this for emails. I was terrible about using my email as a storage system. If something needed to get done, I just left the email in my inbox until I did whatever. And my inbox was just like, bleh. So I take all of those email tasks and I do the same thing. I either put them on my calendar or I put them in my inbox. Now, the key habit of the getting things done method is reviewing every week and going through the inbox. Because if you park things in there, hold on, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can talk to you. If you just park things in the inbox and then forget about them, this system goes to hell, because then all you're doing is putting things off forever. But by taking everything that comes into your head and putting it in the inbox, and then reviewing your inbox once a week to go over what needs to be done, what can be scheduled, what may not need to be done. Sometimes I get ideas and then I read them again. I'm like, this is a terrible idea. I don't want to do this. And I get rid of it. Or it becomes a project. And in my review time, I also review my projects. I'm going to share my screen really quickly for my actual Todoist so you can see what it looks like. Here we go. So my Todoist, this is what I have to get done today. As you can see, I have not done my weekly review because oh, I have begun recording videos. Ooh, yay. So over here, I have different things, different projects, new agent training, emails, lead magnets. I keep other ideas on here, social media ideas. Viking Fam is a project because I have to work on that. Italy was a project. I have different projects. Some of these are personal and some of these are for work. And then in my inbox are all the things I've been thinking about. Some of them are ideas for social media tips. Some of them are things I need to get done. Some of them are just courses that I need to take that I've purchased that I want to remember to take. So I will actually schedule that in. And once a week, generally, I go through this and I do something with all of it. I either schedule it, it becomes a project, or I get rid of it. And I have to tell you, if you implement this process, it is going to be transformative for your life. because all those ideas will actually become realities. Because first of all, as soon as a thought comes into your head, you take 2 seconds and just get rid of it into your inbox. You don't plan it, you don't do anything, you just go, right, lead magnets. I need to work on lead magnets, lead magnets. Then when you do your review, you look at it, you go, lead magnets. That's a project. And I'm going to schedule it out. I put that into my projects. And then when I want to do that in June, let's say, I'm like, great, my calendar's pretty clear. I have time to really think about this. I sit down and I plan out the project. I will need lead magnets. I want 4 lead magnets, blah, 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 whatever you need to do. And you schedule it out. I actually put that on my calendar. Today, as you can see, one of my things said begin recording videos. That was these videos, because each month, in order to get my videos ready for the first Monday, I have to record them before the first Monday. And in some cases, I know I'm not going to be here. Like this month in May, I will be gone the last 2 weeks of the month with my son's graduation trip. So I'm not going to want to come back the day after I get back from Europe and record all the videos for the June challenge. So that's on my calendar for next week, so I can get it done before I go. And as soon as I realize all those things, that gets put in the inbox and then scheduled out in the project so that I have a schedule that works for me. And the beauty of this is that it does get everything out of your head, which lets you focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on without going, right, I can't forget to do this. Oh, right, I can't forget to do that. You don't forget about it. You're going to put it in the inbox. And then once a week, and like I said, that is the key habit, is once a week, go through your inbox and decide what to do with that stuff. Schedule it, do it. If it's like my thing is, if the task will take less than 2 minutes when I'm reviewing, because I set aside about an hour, if the task takes less than 2 minutes, I do it. If it's a fast email, if it's a quick phone call, like scheduling an appointment, or I don't know, refilling a prescription, or just sending a quick follow-up email to a client. If it takes less than 2 minutes, I get it done. More than 2 minutes, I'm either going to schedule it or make it a project. So this week, you've got 2 homeworks. 1, find some sort of project management, time management software or program to use. And again, they're all pretty created equal. They're just slightly different formats. It just, again, depends on how your brain likes to process information. I suggest checking out Todoist, Asana, and Hive. Those are my 3 top. Choose one, make an account. The free versions are just fine. Excuse me, you don't need anything more. So pick one of those and then try the getting things done method. I will link that little PDF thing I had underneath this video so that you have it. And then you'll be ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions, of course, drop them in the comments. And I'd also love to hear how it's going. And remember, give this time. Any new system takes time to feel comfortable. Good luck.